Right now, you are standing on a planet that is spinning. At the equator, the Earth rotates at roughly 1,000 miles per hour. We don't feel that speed because everything around us, the ground, the air, and our own bodies, moves together at that same rate. But imagine if the solid bedrock of the Earth came to a total and instantaneous stop. Look at the red arrow over the city. It represents the unspent momentum of every object not bolted to the planet's core. While the ground has stopped, everything on top of it is still traveling at 1,000 miles per hour. Every structure, vehicle, and person on the surface is launched sideways at supersonic speeds. The air above the ground also retains that eastward momentum. This creates walls of supersonic wind tearing across the newly stationary continents. As this fast-moving air drags across the surface of the oceans, it catches the water, pushing it eastward with the same violent force. The resulting planetary-scale tsunamis build speed and height as the winds continue to drive them forward. These walls of water crash into the eastern coastlines of all major landmasses, swallowing cities whole. In less than an hour, the unspent momentum of the air and sea strips the Earth's surface of human civilization. Days later, the winds die down and the tsunamis settle, revealing a change in the planet's physical shape. The Earth's rotation generates centrifugal force, which currently pushes our oceans into an 8-kilometer-high bulge around the equator. When the spin ends, that outward push vanishes. Gravity becomes the only force acting on the oceans, pulling the water downward toward the center of the Earth. The oceans become a migrating mass of water, shifting to match the planet's gravitational pull. Because the Earth is slightly wider at its middle, the poles are physically closer to the planet's center. Without the spin keeping the oceans at the equator, gravity pulls the water towards these polar regions. Trillions of gallons of water accumulate at the North and South poles, burying Canada, Northern Europe, and Russia under miles of ocean. Sea levels at the center of the planet drop, revealing a ring of exposed seafloor that wraps around the equator. This new landscape sits in isolation, cut off from the rest of the world by polar oceans thousands of feet deep. The Old World sits drowned under polar seas, while an unrecognizable megacontinent rises to bridge the globe. As months pass, the climate of this equatorial landmass enters a lethal cycle. Without a daily spin, the Earth only changes its orientation to the Sun as it completes its year-long orbit. One hemisphere faces the Sun for 6 months, while the other remains in total shadow. Half a year of continuous sunlight creates heat that bakes the land and boils any remaining shallow water. On the opposite side, 6 months of darkness plunges the world into a freezing, apocalyptic winter. The loss of rotation destroys the planet's ability to regulate temperature, making surface life impossible. The Earth becomes a divided wasteland, a static, silent world. This highlights the stability of the dynamic world we currently inhabit. Earth's rotation is the invisible engine that holds the shape of our oceans, tames our atmosphere, and keeps our home from tearing itself apart.